I had a dream that I was at some kind of yuppie Tulsa party in a fancy building. Western Dodie was there, as well as a bunch of other people that I didn't really know. There was some guy outside who seemed pretty upset about something, and he had a handgun he was waving around. It seemed that he was mad at someone there, but it also seemed he might have just had a little too much to drink and was being belligerent and obnoxious in his own little world. No one seemed to be paying him much attention. He wasn't aiming or shooting the gun anywhere, but he kept a firm grip as he gestured emotionally with it. Outside, attached to the building, there was a kind of drive-through, like the kind you might see for a drive-through pharmacy, with concrete pillars on the side and covered with an awning. We all had a view of it through the windows. They were big floor-to-ceiling windows that spanned the length of the room. Jim Milloway was driving a black SUV through the drive-through, but he had gone in at an awkward angle and was stuck on the curb. His tires kept spinning as he tried to get unstuck, but he was only inching forward a little bit at a time, making smoke from the burning rubber as he did so. Everyone was watching, more or less, through the window as they talked and drank their wine, not paying too much attention to it, but watching in amusement. At one point, Western began yelling, "Someone go help him out! Anna, someone, do something!" almost spilling the wine out of his glass as he talked with his hands. Jim had inched up just enough to block another car that was trying to get through, and it was beginning to cause quite a scene. I ran outside toward my car across the street, thinking that maybe I could drive up behind him and help push his car through. But before I could get to my car, the unhinged man with the gun from earlier was now shooting at a black car that was parked on the side of the road right across from mine. I ducked behind my car as he shot recklessly at the one in front of him. Bullets and sparks were flying. I stayed hidden behind my bumper as I watched him. He stopped for a moment to pour gasoline on the car, and then shot at it again, sparking a fire. I began walking around to my driver door to get in, as it seemed he was pausing for a minute to watch the flames. He had moved from where he was to the middle of the road, closer now to where I was. I hadn't quite made it to my own door yet. Another guy in his early 20s was trying to talk him down. The man with the gun was back to gesturing emotionally with it. It seemed to stay pointed in my direction as he waved it around, as though it were a needle in a compass and I was its true north. I crouched and flinched, asking him to move his aim as he talked. It wasn't working, and I had to make a run for the car door with the gun pointed at me. I got in, and I was about to back up out of my spot so that I could get to the entrance of the drive-thru. In my rearview mirror, I saw the younger guy had wrestled the gun away and was now holding it, but was clearly and firmly aiming it directly at me with both hands to steady it. His shaking arms said he meant to shoot me, but his face was full of fear, as though he was unable to control what he was doing. He was terrified that I was going to back up, because he was standing right behind my car. But he wouldn't move the gun off of me, and I panicked. I floored the car in reverse and ran him over.